So can everybody gather up and have a seat? Okay, I think we're ready. Good afternoon. Buenas tardes a todos. Welcome to this very special event in which our Indiana's own NorthPark Community Credit Union is being designated as Juntos Avanzamos Credit Union. My name is Sandy Sanchez. I'm an honored talent for Éxitos 94.3. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here with you guys today and to be your MC. So let's go ahead and begin. Let's welcome to the podium the President and CEO of NorthPark Community Credit Union, Karma Parrish.
I just want to thank everyone that's here today. Just genuinely got to talk to quite a few of you beforehand, so I apologize we started late. I'm a talkative person, but just genuinely thank you. I know that these can feel very ceremonial and sometimes just stuffy, and that is the last thing I want. This is a true celebration of so many people coming together and our allies here together who believe in what we're doing, and we believe in what you're doing and working towards the same mission and the cause. So I thank you very much for that. You're going to hear several speeches by the people that we work with and those who support the work that we do. And I hope that you will hear those words and understand what we are trying to achieve. And thank you so much for coming. I know you had to take time out of your busy day, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, now let's welcome our Secretary of the State, Diego Morales.
Thank you. Gracias. Well, hello everyone. First of all, welcome to your State House. This is the people's house. You know why I like to say that? Because I work for all of you. You are my boss. So welcome to your State House. Now, thank you so much for having me here today. I want to start off also by saying thank you to NorthPark Community Credit Union for hosting this event. And thank you for NorthPark Community Credit Union for becoming the first in the world to be 100% virtual. Thank you. You know, it's nice to see so many familiar faces here. Of course, thank you to my good friend Marco Dominguez for putting this event. I see my good friend Humberto Yanez. Thank you, Humberto. Tom, good to see you, my friend. And I see so many others here. Welcome. You know, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Diego Morales, and I am honored to be your Secretary of State and the first Hispanic elected to a statewide office in the history of Indiana. You know, we're being in full force, traveling all throughout the state since I took office just shy of 3 months ago. And so far, I have visited over 40 counties, 40 out of the 92 counties already. You know, meeting with county clerks, county prosecutors, county sheriffs, mayors, auto dealers owners, small business owners. And along the way, we have met so many kind Hoosiers like you today. You know, the Secretary of State's office oversees 4 divisions: Auto Dealer Services, the Business Services Division, Election, and securities. Now, April is National Financial Literacy Month. Under the Securities Division of the Secretary of State's office, we place a strong emphasis on promoting financial literacy for Hoosiers of all ages. Now, part of that role is protecting our senior citizens when it comes to scams. Also, teaching our young citizens basic money management skills, such as staying out of debt and smart investing. I always tell people we need to teach our youth how to even balance a checkbook. Just bring back the basics. 75% of American teenagers lack confidence in their knowledge of personal finances. Our office is constantly working to strengthen our collaborations throughout the community to reach out and teach as many Hoosiers as possible. Now, as many of you know, elections are a big focus of my office as well. We are committed to making sure when Hoosiers go to the polls, their elections are secure. I am constantly working to make sure I deliver on that promise. Another big component of our election division is voter turnout. We want every eligible voter registered and exercising their right. You know, we are currently planning voter outreach efforts at the Indiana State Fair, and we will be set up shop there to register as many Hoosiers. In addition to that, I'm partnering with county clerks to do this in all 92 county fairs as well. As a minority myself, I want to reach out to our minority community and teach them about the election process. This is personal to me. I was born in Guatemala and legally immigrated to the promised land of Indiana, to the greatest country on earth, America, the United States of America. I believe this is the best country in the world. So I came here as a high schooler knowing zero English, but I came here with a lot of hard work and faith, and I was able to achieve the American dream. I am blessed to be an American and be a Hoosier. So thank you for having me here today and allowing me to serve as your Secretary of State. I'm excited to work alongside you. God bless you all.
Thank you, Señor Diego Morales. So now we're going to continue to introduce to you guys Maki Teramato, our General Consul of Mexico in Indiana.
Thank you. Good morning. Just to clarify, I'm not General Consul, I'm just Consul. We have two different levels of consulates in the Mexican government. Thank you very much for the invitation. I will be brave because I was not prepared. No estaba preparado, esto es un palomazo, como decimos en México, pero era una gran oportunidad para poder felicitar a aliados tan importantes como son NorthPark. On behalf of the Consulate of Mexico, NorthPark is such an important ally and friend for us. They help us educate our community, not only the Mexican community, but the Spanish-speaking community in the whole Indianapolis and Indiana state. La labor que hace NorthPark con nuestra comunidad es importantísima. O sea, nos permite que la gente sepa qué hacer con su dinero, que no lo guarde abajo del colchón, que sepa cómo mandarlo legalmente de regreso a México o a sus países de origen. Y pues bueno, es una parte importante de poder ser un mexicano o inmigrante Hoosier. So, muchas felicidades, juntos avanzamos, together we advance. Thank you.
Gracias, Consul. Okay, now we're going to introduce our state senator. Well, actually, before then, we're going to introduce Kathy Lash in representation of Senator Mike Braun.
Hi, everyone, and congratulations today, of course, to NorthPark Credit Union for their high honor that they're receiving today. I just want to say that the senator wishes he could be here in person, but had a conflict, so luckily, staff member Kathy gets to come and represent Senator Braun. He's, of course, a huge supporter of credit unions in general and has done everything he can legislatively. Office works very hard on issues that support credit unions, and in general, he is, of course, as being a former businessman, very supportive of the dream that we have going on here, that people be represented and have services such as NorthPark provides, and a unique service in that. So, and also congratulations to Karma Parrish, who had me here today, and I'm learning more just by being here because of this huge network that goes on for the Hispanic community. And I just want to say I'm very honored to be here, and the senator sends his high regards. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lash. So now we're going to move on to introduce our state senator, Fadi Kadura.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm honored to be with you today. My name is Fadi Kadura, and I was elected 3 years ago. I came to the United States as an immigrant after finishing high school. I didn't even speak English. English is my third language. Raised by an extremely poor family that struggled to put food on the table, and made it to Louisiana, where I studied and worked and met my wife, and became homeless after Hurricane Katrina in 2005 when my oldest was only 3 weeks old. The reason I share all that with you is to tell you, as a hard-working Hoosier, my family struggled, but we were blessed with determination, with hope, with resilience, and many amazing friends, families, and institutions. We were able to make it. For a third world country boy, poor boy, to be able to make it to the United States and pursue the American dream, to be elected as a state senator, as a Indiana state senator, is a dream that came true. But that's not why I'm sharing my story with you. I'm sharing my story with you to tell you that, my dear friend Marco, when I first met him, I was a city controller for Indianapolis. And the first thing that I've learned is for many communities, especially minority communities, immigrant communities, even communities from socioeconomic challenged backgrounds in Indiana, they all struggle in different policy arenas and public systems, including accessing our financial systems. My full-time job on a daily basis is a chief finance officer for a statewide nonprofit organization. So when it comes to financial literacy, when it comes to accessibility to financial institutions that can lift people up, to help my brothers and sisters in the Latino community and every community in the United States achieve the American dream, to be treated equally with dignity and love and respect, to be treated like dignified human beings as first-class citizens, is my passion, is what I fight for every single day. So to me today, it didn't just only make sense. I was very proud to learn that NorthPark is designating or awarding this designation because it reaffirms that Indiana is moving in the right direction, that we want to be more inclusive, that we dignify humans, that we can make our political system and public policy systems work to lift up every individual to reach their full potential. So I'm honored to be with you today. I will continue to work tirelessly every single day with my colleagues in the General Assembly to be sure that every piece of legislation that we advance, from accessing educational systems, financial institutions, to being able to drive safely to work and school and home, to being able to live in a dignified community and neighborhoods, is going to be my top priority. Congratulations on this amazing award. I'm very proud to be one of your siblings. I'm very proud to stand with you and to support you, and I look forward to many more successes and recognitions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kadura. Now we're going to introduce Kathy Suchet in representation of Representative Andre Carson. She will be reading a message on his behalf.
Good morning. It's so nice to be here. It really does feel like I'm among friends because of so many familiar faces out there. Thank you for the invitation to come on behalf of Congressman Carson, who, as you know, is our representative here in the 7th Congressional District where we sit today. Throughout his public service, Congressman Carson has fought for fairness and for access for all individuals, especially disadvantaged communities that have not always been served well. And today's designation is such a great example of an organization that's trying to do the same. So he was happy to send the following message. It is a congressional recognition from his office to NorthPark Community Credit Union. I'm honored to bestow this recognition with congratulations on the organization's acceptance as a Juntos Avanzamos designated credit union. Ensuring financial awareness is an important foundation to improving the lives of those in our community. Since its founding, NorthPark Community Credit Union has been instrumental in this work. Through accessibility efforts such as fully virtual services and financial education programs, the organization continues to help Hoosiers to establish good financial health and achieve their financial goals. This national recognition is not only an exciting achievement for NorthPark, but an important step towards inclusion in our whole community. Access to financial services and education is a vital step towards the prosperity of our neighbors. And as part of the Juntos Avanzamos network, your organization improves the ability to provide resources to Latino and immigrant Hoosiers. I applaud your continued dedication to our diverse community and celebrate this important milestone alongside the community that you serve. This congressional recognition is rendered today on behalf of the 7th Congressional District of Indiana by Andre Carson, Member of Congress. Congratulations to you all, to Indianapolis, and thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you once again, Ms. Suchet. We're going to continue on now introducing our Commissioner for the Civil Rights Commissioner for the State of Indiana, Greg Wilson.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. All right, I thought, where am I at? Listen, first, again, is my friend Marcos Dominguez. When he calls you, you come. And I see a lot of people, I always say he keeps his friends separate, and he got them all together today. So I just want to thank you. Again, I'm Greg Wilson, Executive Director for Indiana Civil Rights Commission. And you know, one of the barriers sometimes when it comes to civil rights is finances, access to those financial resources and those barriers. So when I see an organization like NorthPark doing the work that they do, I want to congratulate you for your work and for this national recognition. I mean, it's incredible and necessary. It's so necessary. When I look at all the challenges, again, I look at discrimination complaints all the time. And our focus has really been on real estate and also when people are looking at getting housing assessments. So again, congratulations and thank you so much. And my good friend Marcos, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Moving on, we're going to go now with Ruth Morales, Director of Latino and International Affairs from the City of Indianapolis. She will bring remarks from the Mayor of Indianapolis and will be presenting a proclamation of NorthPark Community Credit Union. Welcome.
Buenas tardes. Good afternoon. It is an honor to be here on behalf of Mayor Joe Hogsett and his office. I am Ruth Morales. I serve as the Director for the Mayor's Office of International and Latino Affairs. And this designation and the work that NorthPark Community Credit Union is doing and has been doing and will continue to do and expand their programming very much aligns with the mission of OILA, for short, because OILA is definitely an office that is serving and being connected with our growing diverse immigrant Hoosiers, refugees, and minoritized communities. Especially during the pandemic, I think a bank virtually was definitely necessary when there were a lot of struggles, and especially financially, many families were impacted. But the OILA, this year has hired for the first time ever a language access program manager, which I think earlier this week, I think it was that we spoke with Marco and Carmen, and they told us how NorthPark Community Credit Union is expanding bilingual. And so that is definitely a priority. How are we connecting our emerging multilingual residents to the resources that they need? And so we're very excited to hear that the bank is growing, the credit union is growing to become even more bilingual. I imagine multilingual as well as just the great work that they're working on. So we're very thankful, and we're also very thankful that they're based here in Indianapolis, in the Hoosier State. And with that, we definitely want to present a proclamation. So I call to come up to the stage Carmen, Marco, Christina, Garza, so I can present the proclamation, whatever seems appropriate. So I will, on behalf of the City of Indianapolis, to all whom these presents may come, greetings. Whereas, on May 3rd, 1933, what is now known as NorthPark Community Credit Union was organized under a state charter under the name Pittman Moore Employees Credit Union by 8 founding members. In 1969, the credit union was bought by the Dow Chemical Company and changed its name to Dow Employees Credit Union. In 2003, after becoming a community chartered credit union, a name change occurred again, establishing what we now recognize as NorthPark Community Credit Union. And whereas NorthPark Community Credit Union is the first and only exclusively virtual credit union in the United States, the credit union follows a mission of leading communities to financial wellness and is guided by a vision of advancing financial inclusion onward. And whereas Juntos Avanzamos is a designation for credit unions committed to serving and empowering Hispanic and immigrant consumers, helping them navigate the United States financial system and providing safe, affordable, and relevant financial services. And whereas today, the City of Indianapolis recognizes NorthPark Community Credit Union for its special designation as Juntos Avanzamos. We thank them for their tireless work to promote financial inclusion in our city and beyond. Now, therefore, on behalf of Mayor Joe Hogsett, Mayor of the City of Indianapolis, do hereby proclaim April 14th, 2023 as NorthPark Community Credit Union Day. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you once again, Ms. Morales. Now, let's invite to the stage Dave Hoffman, Deputy Mayor of City of Lawrence.
Good afternoon, all. It is a pleasure and an honor to be among the speakers here today. My name is Dave Hoffman. I am the Deputy Mayor in the City of Lawrence. The City of Lawrence, for those of you who may not know, is located in the northeastern part of Marion County. We are considered an excluded city of the Indianapolis-Marion County Consolidated City. I come here on behalf of Mayor Steve Collier, and before I get into my proclamation, or Mayor Collier's proclamation, I just wanted to reflect on the first time I met Marco Dominguez. He was working in a financial institution located in Lawrence. I was the chief of police, where I had served for about 6 years in Lawrence before retiring to join the mayor's office. And I remember being so impressed with the financial literacy programming of that particular financial institution in Lawrence and the services that they delivered to our Latino population, which according to the most recent census today is greater than 16% of our citizenry. So it's so very important. It made complete sense to me when I learned that North Point Credit Union stole Marco from us. And what a loss for our community, but what a great gain for the rest of the world. So, yes, thank you very much for pointing that out. So, on behalf of Mayor Collier, I would like to read this mayoral proclamation coming from the City of Lawrence. And I just learned from the proclamation that was just read that mayoral proclamations sometimes sound a little bit alike. But I think each one of these whereases is worth hearing again. They're not exactly the same. So I've got 5 of them. So I'll get through them as quickly as I can. Whereas NorthPark Community Credit Union, founded on May 3rd of 1933, is the one and only credit union in the nation being 100% virtual, providing people with easier access to banking in areas which those services are difficult to receive. Whereas membership has grown from 8 members in 1933 to over 7,000 members today and continues to focus on members, products, and services. Whereas the small credit union whose model is an example that has been recognized by the World Council of Credit Unions due to the implementation of virtual services. Their model is being reviewed in countries like Colombia and Kenya. Whereas NorthPark Community Credit Union is receiving the honorable designation Juntos Avanzamos due to their outreach to minority communities, especially to the underserved Hispanic Latino population. And whereas the City of Lawrence is proud to recognize NorthPark Community Credit Union, a very small credit union from Indiana that is being celebrated and recognized worldwide, making Lawrence and all of Indiana so proud. Now, therefore, on behalf of Stephen K. Collier, the mayor of the City of Lawrence, he does hereby proclaim April 14th, 2023 as NorthPark Community Credit Union Day in the City of Lawrence, and he asks all citizens to join him in this observation. Thank you all very much. And a little bit off script, I would like to make a personal presentation to Karma. If you'll join me on stage, please. From my lapel to your hand, the seal of the City of Indianapolis.
Oh, thank you.
Or of Lawrence.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you once again, Mr. Hoffman. Now, let's introduce and invite over here to the stage Councilor Keith Graves, City County Council District 13, who will have a few remarks about the job North Park is doing in the community, and also to present a proclamation from the Indiana City Council. Welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. As mentioned, I am Keith Graves. I am a member of the Indianapolis City County Council, so proudly serving alongside my neighbors in Council District 13 on the Indianapolis East Side. The services that we receive from the country's first and only 100% virtual bank, NorthPark Community Credit Union, are services that will be appreciated in my community. I met with Chief CEO Parrish and Marco on a number of occasions on different reasons, primarily because of my role as a member of the Indianapolis City Council, but I also wear another role. I wear another hat. I'm also a member of the financial services arena as a 25-year licensed stockbroker here in the state of Indiana. So we've had many conversations, and I've had so much support from CEO Parrish and Marco as I work through that journey as well. My role has not been limited to handling my clients' assets, helping them plan for their important endeavors like retirement and college education planning, but I also serve those that in my community that otherwise would not have financial literacy as a topic of conversation. To that end, I wrote a book, and it is for teens and young adults that help continue to spread the message of the importance of those tips of financial literacy. I couldn't be happier to have a partner like Marco. He is amazing and supportive, and as been mentioned before, I think Greg said it, so many people said it, when he calls, you answer. That's respect. I have so much respect for him. Well, what was also mentioned is that the familiar sound of these proclamations. I too have a proclamation, and I'm not going to go through all of mine, as Deputy Mayor did as well. But I am so proud of the opportunity to come before you all, bringing goodwill on behalf of my colleagues on the council and on behalf of my neighbors on the east side of Indianapolis. We're continuing to be receptive of your marketing, to bring your virtual services to our community. We have many of my neighbors and my constituents that have transportation barriers, and the virtual world, simply put, is where we're going in the future. So congratulations on that important designation and that important part of your business model, moving forward virtually. I'm going to read this pretty quickly. I think we've heard these things, but what you also said, Deputy Mayor, is that they're all worth repeating. Something to be very proud of. The Council, City of Indianapolis, Marion County, City County Council proclamation, a proclamation celebrating NorthPark Community Credit Union, whereas NorthPark Community Credit Union is the only credit union in the nation that is 100% virtual. 30% of their workforce is completely bilingual, and that's important. As been mentioned, I'm in northeast side of Indianapolis, and 16% is bilingual. And of course, my daughter, whose high school classmate is here, went through the immersion program in Lawrence. Amazing program. Thank you so much. Whereas NorthPark Community Credit Union, as a credit union, has been reaching out to the underserved and underbanked communities across our landscape. They have memorandums of understanding with organizations like Unite Indy, Delaware Township, Trustee's Office, landscaping companies, Accessibility Indiana, restaurants, and health organizations like Shalom Clinic. Whereas NorthPark is a model that was recognized by the World Council of Credit Unions for being virtual. Their model has been presented in countries like Colombia and Kenya to better serve those in their communities. Whereas NorthPark established a financial education program that serves everyone regardless of where they bank, and this is completely free. Now therefore, be it proclaimed by the City County Council of the City of Indianapolis and of Marion County, Indiana, I, Keith Graves, congratulates NorthPark Community Credit Union on their many accomplishments. The Council congratulates NorthPark Community Credit Union and wishes them much success in their future endeavors. And Chief Parrish and Marco, if you don't mind, I've got a couple of things. I'm not going to take mine off my lapel, but I am going to say that while these may not get you out of a parking ticket, we consider this moment very important. Marco, I have one for you. These are the lapel pins. Yes, thank you. Thank you. And this moment is in the history of our city. We capture these moments because we're very proud of these steps that make our city what it is. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Graves, and congratulations once again. I'm going to introduce now Mr. Humberto Yanez, Chairperson of the Community Advisory Consul of NorthPark Community Credit Union.
Good afternoon, everybody. Well, it's kind of hard to beat 3 proclamations in a row, so I don't have that. So my name is Humberto Yanez. I'm president and CEO of Heiko Logistics. We are a national company that provide first responders whenever there's a national disaster. Every time you see a major storm hit within the U.S., as people are leaving, we're coming in and helping that community. We work hand in hand with local and federal agencies, and as well with in the private sector with insurance. When Marcos approached me to be part of this, I immediately jumped at it. I'm originally from Venezuela. My parents moved here when I was 10 years old, and definitely the American dream still exists. Thankfully, throughout my background and financial literacy, I've been able to do a lot for myself and others around the community. It's very important to give back to the community, so that's one of the reasons I'm here today. So again, thank you, Marcos, thank you, Karma, and thank you, everybody at the credit union. I'll get through this pretty quickly. When NorthPark Community Credit Union approached me to be part of their Community Advisory Council, I immediately accepted the invitation because I see the need of financial literacy every day within my employees and within our community. This Community Advisory Council is conformed of people that care for their communities and employees. Our role as a Community Advisory Council is to make sure that we communicate the needs of our communities to the Board of Directors of NorthPark, but at the same time, we are the voice of NorthPark directly to the people we serve. This recognition that we are receiving today certifies the work we have accomplished this far and the work we still have ahead of us to better our communities. Thank you to NorthPark, Inclusive, and Juntos Avanzamos for giving us the chance to serve. And remember these words: together we advance. Juntos Avanzamos. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Yanez. Now we're going to invite over here to the stage al señor Pablo De Felipe, Executive Director of Juntos Avanzamos.
Hola, buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. Great. I'm Pablo De Felipe. I'm not the Executive Director of Juntos Avanzamos. Juntos Avanzamos actually is a program run by Inclusive, the organization I represent. I have something very scripted, and I feel like no. I wanted to have some thoughts. The commissioner said something about financial services as being a human right. I believe that is not just a human right. It's something that allows people to improve, to grow, to contribute to the community. So when we talk about financial services, we're not talking about something that is theory. It's something that really helps people become the best they can be, right? So financial services, a human right for sure. Someone mentioned that NorthPark community is small. I would add small, yes, but mighty. This is the first time we do a Juntos Avanzamos proclamation in the state capitol. That says a lot about what you guys have done. And we've done hundreds of these proclamations, actually 131 to be precise. So this is the first time that we have this type of solemnity to a proclamation that speaks volumes about karma, about Marco. And you're right, everyone have said, if Marco calls, you come. Marco is really a remarkable individual, and he's done so much for Indiana, for Indianapolis, and for the credit union movement. So we really appreciate that. Marco, eres único, realmente. I also want to put this conversation in a context. I want you to imagine a country where 20 million people don't have access to the financial system whatsoever. No bank accounts, no savings accounts, no checking account, no loans. Imagine the same country, or a bigger country now, where 60 million people have very limited access to financial services. Imagine a country where 80 million people have limited access to financial services, to financing, to get a loan. That country is the US. This is the most advanced country in the world, yet we have so many people who have been left behind. And this is where credit unions come in, and this is where Juntos Avanzamos come in. It's about helping people help themselves. This is not about charities. It's a business that can be done in a way that is responsible to the consumer and sustainable to the institution. What Karma and her team are doing here is really groundbreaking in so many ways. We're testing now being virtual, but being present in communities, right? So I just want to congratulate you, Karma, Marco, Cristina, for this amazing accomplishment. And I just want to hope, and really this is my hope, is that in Indiana we see more credit unions that are Juntos Avanzamos designated, because it's not only about these Hispanics and immigrants, it's about diversity. It's about all of us. So Karma, thank you so much. Marco, your leadership, really appreciate it. Cristina, and I would like to call my friend John McKenzie to come over here. I'm going to read one more proclamation, so please be patient, but it will be quick. Okay, John, please.
Very nice remarks. Good afternoon, everybody. Great to see you here. Before I read this proclamation that also has 5 whereases, I just want to make a few remarks. When I think about karma and think about NorthPark, if I had to define karma in a few words, it's she leads with her heart. And because she leads with her heart, the credit union leads with its heart. And it truly is the gold standard for outreach to communities that are underserved, Latino community, other communities. It's a credit union looked up to. I represent all the credit unions in the state of Indiana. This proclamation is sort of a national credit union system proclamation with all the parties involved in signing it. Indiana credit unions have 2.8 million members across the state. So on behalf of all of them, congratulations to the NorthPark community and the tremendous work that you do. Karma is a very humble individual, so she had her chance for remarks and won't talk about herself like she should. If you ever have the chance to hear Karma's full story on what led her to leading this credit union and what this credit union is doing because of that inspiration, Karma, the board members, other staff, Marco, Cristina, everyone, just congratulations. It's incredible what your group does. 2 years ago, well, it was 2022, the credit union was one of only 2 credit unions in the entire world to receive what's called the Digital Growth Award, and you've heard it recognized for being the only credit union completely virtual in the U.S., so that was an incredible award. Since then, Karma has ascended to becoming a board member of the National Credit Union Foundation, so that is one other leadership position supporting many causes that Karma is bringing her leading with her heart approach to serving causes, people, credit unions, anything that's in her line of sight. So with that, I will now read this proclamation, and it says, honoring North Park Community Credit Union. Whereas North Park Community Credit Union has embraced the credit union philosophy of people helping people by fostering a strong relationship with this Latino community, and whereas North Park Community Credit Union has compassionately responded to the needs of the Latino community, providing positive financial security and opportunity in all respects, and whereas North Park Community Credit Union is taking great strides in providing its underserved market with friendly and affordable financial services, and whereas North Park Community Credit Union is reaching out to a segment of the population to demonstrate the far-reaching personal and financial benefits of a relationship with a not-for-profit credit union, and whereas North Park Community Credit Union serves as an inspiration to all. Now, therefore, let it be known that North Park Community Credit Union has earned the prestigious distinction of being a Juntos Avanzamos Credit Union, inclusive, the Cornerstone League, and the Indiana Credit Union League recognize and applaud North Park Community Credit Union and proudly call you a Together We Advance Credit Union. Congratulations. Put you in the middle with us.
Okay.
There we go. All right.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Back to you.
Thank you. Let's invite to the stage now Lori Brenner, Chairwoman of the Board of Directors of NPCCU.
Hey everyone. So usually the board is behind the curtain, so thank you for pulling it back for this opportunity. North Park Community Credit Union is a living example of the credit union motto, not for profit, not for charity, but for the people. In the simplest terms, we believe in giving second chances and meeting people where they are while providing tools to get them where they want to go. The beauty in that is it's different for everyone, and we've heard some stories just on the podium today. I want to commend the hard work of the entire North Park team, the board of directors, a few are in attendance today, for their dedication and determination to live out the mission of leading communities to financial wellness. It has not been without adversity, long days and nights, and yes, some tears. This mission financially empowers our community with education, but more importantly, provides communities to financial wellness and gives people the means to move forward. From an internal perspective, the board of North Park takes risks while others won't. I've attended conferences and big credit unions are impressed with our governance and forward thinking. We are small but mighty, as Pablo said, and it's an honor to be a part of this mission. Moreover, we encourage leaders in the community, and leaders are different nature, right? They can be influential, they can be strategists, they can be seasoned leaders, all of that matters. We believe that there is a story to be told about credit unions, that we provide people in the community opportunities, financial wellness, and all of that means together we advance. This designation recognizes the continual success of North Park's vision to advance financial inclusion onward. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Brenner. Well, let's bring back to the stage our President and CEO of North Park Community Credit Union, Señorita Karma Parrish, for her final closing remarks. Welcome back.
Marco never gives me señorita. Thank you. He says I'm too old. He's right. So many kind words, and so many of you that just warm my heart. I know what you're doing is for the right reason. You know what we're doing is for the right reason, and that means everything to me. I do not like to be talked about, John, but I will say you were right. I lead with my heart, and I'll say this. I was one of those individuals that was underbanked. And I will quickly, and I know you want to go, but I want to tell you my story and why it matters, and why it matters so much that I am standing in this building today. My son and my husband are here today. My daughter's on FaceTime because she's at college. But when our son was born, he was without hearing, and he had to have surgery. And the night before the surgery, the anesthesiologist was sick, and so one was called in. And we were not told, and he was not within our insurance. And so we received a bill that was never going to be able to be paid. And so we had no choice but to file bankruptcy. And that legislation was wrong. And I don't just lead with my heart, I fight with my heart. And so I went to my senator, I went to my Congress, I went to the Attorney General, and today I can say that there is a law named after my son that if there is not 24-hour notice, that they have to treat that as in network. And just a few years ago, I got to come back and testify again at session because they said there were some issues with that law. I was meeting with a congresswoman, and she said, well, I'm working on this law. It's called the Logan Law. And I almost fell out of my chair, and I go, well, what? And she goes, yeah, it's called the Logan Law. And I said, I'm Logan's mom. And she goes, oh, that's nice. Your son's name's Logan, too. And I said, no, I am Logan's mom. I understand what it means to be underbanked. Not because of the color of my skin or the nationality of where I come from, but I had a life event that caused me to be underbanked. No one would give me another chance. I see Unite Indy here, who works with individuals who've been incarcerated that haven't been given a second chance. I know what that's like. Not to be incarcerated, but for someone to not look at you and listen to your story and listen to say, I don't want to hand out, I want to hand up. And that is what NorthPark is about. That is why I am so honored to lead an organization and work side by side with so many good people who fight every day for this cause, who come to work and say, I'm not just going to do accounting, I'm not going to just do a loan, I'm not going to work with member service. I am going to support the work that's in the community. We didn't go virtual to be cool, to win awards, to get honors. We went virtual because we wanted people to virtually transact so that we could physically interact. We wanted to be in the community. And the more I saw individuals just coming in here, a little there, to do a transaction that they could easily do on their phone, that's when it hit me. This is a waste of time. This is a waste of resources. We need to be out in the community, helping people, interacting with them, and making life change. And that is why I am so honored to be here with so many of you individuals that have that same mission, that same desire. So many of you on your faces, I can see, you believe the same thing. We don't look to give people handout after handout. There is a sense of dignity that comes from being able to dig yourself out, but someone to say, I can help you. I can give you that assistance that you need. And I am so grateful for that. I am so grateful for Accessibility, who we got to do an MOU with today. And Humberto with you. I'm very excited for our MOU coming. No pressure. But I am. And Midwest, I don't know where he went. There you are, Adam. Midwest, last Friday, 19 individuals new to the country that he just hired and brought into his organization, literally just got off the bus, and we were able to greet them and give them a checking account. There is this huge gap. I was telling Kathy with Senator Braun's office, and I promise I'm almost done, but I get excited. There is this huge gap between those with and those without. Those individuals that can get the traditional banking, and then the alternative is a predatory lender. That is not right. And that is where North Park Community Credit Union lies. Don't just lie, we run. We run because we live in that gap because we want to change lives and we want to give people the opportunity for a better life. And that can't come when you're paying 300, 400% for a payday loan. And we need to do the right thing for the right reason. And that is why it is so important to me that we stand in this beautiful building, in this beautiful state and this beautiful country, where we need to give people the right financial education and the right financial services. I will say one thing, we don't just do the education, we give the loans. I am proud of the fact that we do I-10 mortgages and I-10 loans for individuals who don't even get that first chance, and that's where we live. So I just thank you all so much for coming today. It truly means so much to me. If I haven't gotten a chance to shake your hand and thank you for coming, please know that I do see you and I appreciate you.
Thank you once again. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you, Señorita Parrish. Thank you, Marco Dominguez, and all of you guys that gather up over here for this great project and cause. And well, now we're gonna invite you for the refreshments, and thank you once again, each one of you, for being over here. Thank you so much, and keep enjoying the rest of your afternoon. Gracias.